It's been a while since I talked about these type of movies, but man, the trailers don't stop. And funny enough, I feel like this could be the one to break the mold. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's me, ODRKDO Review, back again with another video. So we got our first trailer for Pinocchio Unstrung. It's the fifth film part of the Poohniverse, which is that movie still coming out? Because I feel like, oh, it's supposed to come out back in 2025, but then a couple other movies got delayed. So I'm like, okay, so we got Bambi last year, we got Peter Pan last year. This year's been a little bit dry because I was like, is that Pinocchio movie still coming out, or are we going into the Poohniverse like straight without setting that character up? It feels kind of weird about me talking about these seriously because this whole thing started out as a low budget Winnie the Pooh horror film called Blood and Honey, to then be like, you know what? We like the ideas around it, but how about this? We remodel the characters for the second one, reboot it in a type of way, so like that people can enjoy them. And funny enough, with their fairy tale movies so far, I'm surprised that it's still going as it is because there's been a little bit of a weird trend lately since some characters are becoming public domain and we have other studios out there making these types of horror films. They don't have a flair that these guys have because at least they care about, okay, we're talking about these characters in specific ways, but at least incorporate the story or fairy tale elements for those characters and actually translate them to horror. Because I can't lie and say, okay, Winnie the Pooh, that's the weirdest one that you chose. Peter Pan was the one I said, okay, they're taking it in a more realistic take. The fact that they inspired by the Black Phone and seeing as though, wait a minute, is this really or really not happening? Is everything in what assumed to be Peter Pan actually real? Like, is the story really real in this universe? I didn't get to watch the Bambi one since it's still not officially out. I was gonna watch it in theaters, but the thing is that before, like the other ones, they had their movies starting around like 7, so I was like, okay, I can make my way to the movie theater. But for Bambi, weirdly, they had only screenings at 11 p.m., which told me, yeah, that's kind of too much for me. And they only had it for a weekend, so it wasn't fair to me to be like, yeah, am I about to go to the movies late at night knowing I gotta go to work the next day early? This might be the one I skip, but it's one of those cases where if I could have made it at an earlier time, I would have. And from the things I heard it's the better one of these movies where each of these are slowly improving based on the story elements. And weirdly enough, with this one, I thought, okay, is this going to be a little bit different because we got to get key concept of what Pinocchio was going to look like in the poster, but also for this movie is going to be taking a little bit of, oh, we're doing the story of Pinocchio again, but in this case, oh, Pinocchio is still going to be wishing he was a real boy, and the way he's going to be doing it is not in the way you imagine. Long intro to explain the Poohniverse and this movie. So in that case, let's get to the video.
It's always hard losing someone you love. I'm sorry.
That was weird. It just did like the small aspect ratio.
I wish Zach was still here. It doesn't feel the same anymore.
When you wish upon a star.
Come down. There's someone here I want you to meet.
Hmm.
I just thought you could use a friend. This could be good for the both of you. It's alive.
It's like white boys that made different from you. Organs and stuff.
Like how it's,
I want to be just like you.
yeah, it's a little bit more
But then,
practical.
You're way cooler than me.
Huh.
Take what they have, piece by
There's the cricket,
piece, to
Jiminy,
make yourself
but a special voice is him.
Who are you?
Name's Cricket. Piece by piece, we'll take
Oh.
everything you need.
Surprisingly, he looks too good for this. And I noticed the little hand gesture movement. Damn. Oh, so that's how that.
One hell of a glow up.
Think Geppetto is hiding something.
I believe that the soul does indeed remain after death.
Call the police. Well, tell them what, Dudley, that a homicidal doll is on the loose?
The subject
Still has a little bit of that cheapness, but also it's like a. Oh.
I'm going to be a real boy. I'm going to be just like James.
So that was different.
Let's give you a smile.
He's still pulling out that voice. With this trailer, I'm kind of impressed that throughout each movie, each of them have their own specific way to actually show us a little bit of an upgrade. And what I mean by that is that from the first Blooded Honey, you already know that these people were guys in masks. Pooh and Piglet were just randoms, and they just said, you know what? We have a bear mask and we have a warthog mask. Yeah, let's make it work. With the sequel, they actually used a little bit of prosthetics and actual makeup to actually make the characters feel a little bit more terrifying. Where, oh, instead of them looking like just character masks, they look like actual bears, owls, pigs. Even the fact that they included new characters where I thought, you know what? Each of them have their own style and unique to their characters. Where I thought, oh, is this going to be like, oh, a spin on Tigger where they're actually going to do it like a giant Tigger, whatever it's going to be, but he was more inspired by Freddy Krueger. Speaking of the Jiminy Cricket, it's kind of funny how Robert Englund is voicing Jiminy Cricket for this, but also has a little bit of a way to include his Freddy Krueger voice and a little bit of the nod when he had his finger hands. Getting him to voice one of these things, I thought it was a little bit like, huh, is it me? Or I feel like even though he can still do the voice, he can't do a little bit of his other acting unique skills where I'm like, okay, the character's going to be CGI or practical depending on the way they're doing it. But I'm like, he's still going to have that little bit of voice talent. And funny enough, he did just voice Scarecrow, where I was like, you know what? I could actually appreciate that, and hopefully he could actually do another Freddy Krueger voice in the future. As for how Pinocchio is actually getting his way to be a real boy, I thought it was going to be a thing where, oh, every victim he kills, he takes off a piece of their body parts, but I didn't realize that he was actually going on a murder spree, going for every single body part he would need. Like, not even like a, oh, I need a face, oh, I need an arm, oh, I need some legs. I didn't expect him to start ripping out hair from people. Not just that, but also filling himself with guts, trying to actually make himself real. Where I think, oh, if you know the story of Pinocchio, his wish was to be a real boy, and with no fairies, kind of. It could be that he's cursed to be a living doll, but seeing as though he's trying to fill himself with all these different body parts and actually try to construct himself to be a real boy, I feel like, unlike all the other Winnie the Pooh universe movies, I feel like this could be the one that actually be like, oh, we're not just talking about Pinocchio just because it's another Disney-ish character we're including in this. They could actually do like a better version of the Grimm story where it's like, oh, he got what he wanted, but he's still not going to appreciate the fact that he's still not real. Just because he's alive doesn't even make him less human, seeing as though, oh, I'm not as real as I thought I was type of motive. We'll see if this gets a better release because I feel like this is like the last one. Maybe because I'm not even sure if they're doing like a Winnie the Pooh 3 right after this or a Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare 2 because I feel like so is Poohniverse like the next movie? Because I feel like yeah, we got the characters, but also there's some other characters that we haven't just met because I know that, like, for the third one, I heard that they were going to include Rabbit as a new killer and the Woozles and the Heffalumps, which it's kind of weird that I'm actually remembering this from canon. Alice from Alice in Wonderland still has to be introduced with the Mad Hatter, and weirdly enough, Sleeping Beauty, which I'm like, is that a really a canon fighter and you want in all this? Some of the other characters already set up, but I feel like hopefully if they could actually make this Poohniverse movie work, they actually need to at least tease it now because I feel like the same way Doomsday is actually doing the little promotions with the scale clock, I feel like the moment they do their version of the promotions for this thing, I feel like it's going to be including, you know what, these are the characters coming, these are the fighters, and this is who's returning. I'm still kind of interested to see how it goes because we're already far deep into these movies where at the beginning I thought, okay, it's going to be a shitty attempt to actually try to do a Disney like horror film, but I'm like, you know what? These guys actually know what they're doing and they're not actually just messing around with it just to mess with it. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. All my social media is down in the description below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.